I'm Coach Rochets with Training Heroic, and we're going to go over a series of mobility exercises called the Agile 8 that we use very successfully with our athletes. I have to give credit where credit is due, though. This comes from Joe DeFranco. We've borrowed this, stolen this from him. He's written articles on it. It's very effective in getting your athletes loose, preventing injuries, and getting them ready to go. So again, it's called the Agile 8 because there's 8 movements in the series. We're going to start with some foam rolling. Generally, we have our athletes warm up with some jump rope or some tumbling or something to get them warmed up before we do the foam rolling. The first exercise we do will be on their IT bands. Just rolling on the side of the legs from just below the hip to just above the knee. You don't want to roll over a joint, but hit right along the side of the leg right there. And so we'll do both sides, probably 10 to 20 on each leg on that. And then we'll continue on. We'll have the athletes sit on the roller and they'll cross the leg over. And now they're hitting their piriformis. And here there's kind of a muscle up here, the top part of the glute, and they'll roll around on that. They'll know when they find it. And we'll spend about 30 seconds, maybe 45 seconds going back and forth on that, and then we'll switch legs on that. And then the third exercise that we do is just starting out at the teardrop and hitting the adductors inside the leg all the way into the groin. And get 10 to 20 rolls on each side with that. And usually, again, the athlete's warm already, sweating a little bit when they do this. This will help prepare that muscle tissue for the upcoming workout. Once we're done with the roller series, we just kind of put the roller off to the side. And then we have the athletes, they can do this on the ground. We have a mat right here, but they're just going to sit down on the mat, and then they're going to roll back over till their toes touch behind their head. And then they're going to come out with their legs wide, reach, and get a good stretch out front. And we usually do about 10 of those right there. There we go. Just rolling back, touch the toes, and reach out. So that's called a V-sit rollover. The next exercise that we do out of there is a hip rotation. So the athlete gets on all fours. And now just imagine drawing as big a circle as possible with that knee. It's going to come all the way forward up to the chest, all the way out to the side, and then all the way back. You don't need to straighten the leg or anything. You're just drawing a big circle with that knee. Notice the athlete stays as square as possible. There's going to be some leaning in there, but as square as possible. 5 to 10 in one direction, and then 5 to 10 in the other direction, where now the athlete is going to draw a circle in the other way, and we'll do that on each leg. So we go both directions on each leg in that. And that's just, we call those fire hydrants or hip rotations, hip circles on that. From there, the athlete is going to go into what we call a groiner, where they're going to set up one foot outside their hand right here, the other foot nice long in the back, and then either 10 or 20 reps on each side. They're going to switch their feet back into that same position. You want to make sure that foot comes all the way outside the hand, and then there's not much side-to-side motion here. It's just the feet switching, and that's their groiners right there. And then the next exercise we do, we go ahead and they start in a push-up position, nice and straight right here. We call these frog jumps, and they're actually going to jump both feet outside their hands and then jump them back. Just like that. You want to make sure they get fully extended out to the push-up position here. Don't land with legs bent or anything, but feet outside the hands. And that's our frog jump. And then we finish all of this up with just a hip flexor stretch. We call it our first baseman stretch, where the athlete will step out. They'll reach up real high with this hand, this hand right here. That's stretching this hip flexor right here. Kind of push forward to make it uncomfortable, and then hold that for about 30 seconds, 45 seconds. Well, then we'll hit the other side, and then we'll come back and we'll hit each side twice on that. And that gives us our Agile 8, and we're ready to go after this into whatever workout we're doing.